up, everybody? So, just looking here. Today is going to be a short video, nothing super crazy or anything, but the big thing is that I want to change this up a little bit. I want to make it easier, not only for me, but if anybody else wants to replicate where I have this mount, it'll be easy to do. So, because like right now, although it looks pretty behind here, it's not very pretty underneath how I have it mounted. So I want to change that up, make it easier, make it simpler as far as a mounting solution. And what I'm going to do is use this little guy right here. It's by Ram Mounts. It's a couple different pieces. Got the arm, and then there's a track. So instead of having a bendy piece that I have in there and then a funny mount that wasn't really designed for back there, I'll have this that mounts on the back of this piece, and then I can just easily take this ball, slide it in the track, tighten it down where I want, and then have this on there. And I picked the one that has two tightening points because I feel like it tightens better than just the one in the center, so I can get it really nice and tight so that it won't move bad. Plus, if I wanted to make an adjustment to one piece, say this, I can do it just by loosening this instead of loosening it and then everything moving. So to me, it just seemed better to have 2 points so that each is easily adjustable however I want it. So I will put part numbers in for all of these pieces through Ram Mounts, as well as the iPad holder that I used, because it's I have the iPad mini, was it the 4, and the 4 is slightly different than of course all the other ones before it, so it needed a different holder, and the holder that worked was one for I think it's some sort of Samsung tablet, and it doesn't work 100%. I did have to kind of remove some plastic here and for some spots just to make sure that my charger could plug in, but nothing huge. Still works perfectly fine, and I like the way that this one works. It's nice and tight, holds it in place pretty well. But I wanted to make so that I could easily, say I needed to get behind here and do something, I can easily remove all this with the new setup other than this, because this is kind of annoying to, if I had to, say if a bulb burn out or something like that, it'd be annoying to try and get this off. So I want to redo it. I'm not going to show you how I did this one just because it's so messy and nasty and embarrassing. So we're just going to do the process of installing this other one, and it'll be super simple. I went with a 3-inch one of the slides. You could probably go longer, but the way that the piece, the bezel part on top mounts, kind of curves some, so I didn't want to have something super straight and long on that. I mean, you could mount it in front or somewhere else completely, but I wanted to do it behind because I'd like to be able to still, even though these gauges aren't like super useful, I still like being able to see them. I still like having the original gauges to be able to be visible so I can enjoy having them. I mean, the outside temp still works and everything, so that's nice, and having a compass, and I mean, it's just kind of fun. So I mean, I personally like having that on there and being able to see it, not having it completely covered. Even though right now it's slightly covered, I think with the new setup I'll be able to make it so that it isn't nearly as covered, and I'll still have my iPad in a good view for navigation and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get started on that right now. So here's all our parts. Here's the old mount, and the old mount mounted with a car seat mount that goes to where like your car seat bolts to the floor, that I just made work for behind here, but I just didn't like it because it didn't give you a whole lot of options for doing anything besides having this in one solid spot. Plus it just made this hard to take off if I ever needed to, so that's why this is going away. And then on this, obviously I have a terrible looking piece of junk right here, but I'm thinking I'm going to plan on maybe putting a USB connection right here, a female one, so that I can easily plug in either a charger for this or anything else right in this little spot. I'm thinking if I could find like a 2-port one would be really nice, because then I'd have a dedicated one for the iPad and then another one just for anything else. I have a cord that already comes up through here that plugs in for this, but it'd be nice to have one that was shorter and also could be changed out for anything else I wanted to do. It mounts with 2 screws on the sides, so it's really simple to take off. And the nice thing about mounting to this with that is that it's metal behind here, so it's pretty solid and stout, which is a good thing. My plan is I'm going to probably put it about here, so that gives this still open and access for doing what I want to do there, and then gives you a little wiggle room as far as going back and forth with this. And then what you also need is some screws. These are a little long, but what I probably will do is I'll mount it with these, and then I'm going to probably just cut them. I recommend, because this is all I had, but I would recommend getting something shorter, but same style, because it's got to fit through this hole and also stay in this track right here. So there's, if it would focus, will it focus? There we go. It's good enough. There's a little recess down in there so that it doesn't come in the way of your ball when it's going in here. So you have to have it small enough to fit in this track or in that recess for mounting purposes. I wish they would give you mounting hardware for this when you bought them, which for some reason they don't. I don't know why, but anyway, something like that would be good. So, and then, yeah, we'll do this really quick. My plan is to use a drill to make some small starter holes for my screws to go in. To do that, I want to mark where I'm going to be putting this. So, use some tape, get it pretty much where I want it. I mean, to be really a stickler, I could, like, you know, measure and all that stuff, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do this. That'll keep it pretty much where I need it to be. And I can mark my hole. That looks pretty straight, I think. Hopefully. All right. So now that I got my little marks made, we're gonna drill. Shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. Whew, that was hard. All right. So I got my 2 holes in. Some nice spots there. Sure, yep, they're still right where they need to be, so that's good. Now put it on. Should be pretty simple. Okay, now I mounted it already, I didn't show you that, but I will show you again. But what I wanted to do was mount these, and then I wanted to mark these 2 center ones and make 2 more holes, just so that it's extra stout. So I was able to get it right where I wanted to. I can mark these holes, and then, which I already did. Now, I'll take this off. And drill 2 more holes just to make this even more sturdy and solid. I mean, even with just those 2, it was really solid. But I'm going to do just 2 more because, I mean, this thing is going to be for going down terrible tracks. Oh, man. If I had a better drill bit, it probably wouldn't be so hard. All right. So we got it all drilled out. So now we install it. Just loosely install these first. So they can get these center ones, make sure that they go in. And ta-da! It's a little funky looking actually. It's a little off there. Let's see if I can maybe make that a little bit better. So I don't want it, let's make it rotated. There we go, that's better. Hang on, I'm gonna go down by hand on this part. Yeah, that looks better. Nice thing is the end ones are a little slotted, so you have a little room to play with, which is always a nice thing. Now, even with the shortest one, there is a bit of a curve. You can see it kind of there, hopefully. There's a bit of a curve along here, which did kind of play a little bit with this. It makes it a little tough getting it started, but once it's started, it still goes right in and comes right out. So it's really not bad at all. But now, it's nicely in place like that. I can just tighten that down. I can put it wherever I want along here. And then I got my arm that I can just put here. And my tablet will just go like that. And now I can actually, because I have two different angles, I could bring it down more if I wanted, but I could probably bring it even up more like that, so that it's not completely in front of my view at all. It'll actually be up and out of the way, but still within good reach and visibility. Now, those are obviously way out there, but like I said, I'm going to cut these off so that they're not all up there like that. So they're nice and decently flush to keep room from behind in the back part. So, but yeah, now I'll cut those off, which I'll do that off screen. You don't need to see that. And then we'll go put this back in the car, see how it looks. Okay, so I got it mounted back up here with the rail in place. So now I got my ball. I can easily just slide in like that. And then we tighten her down pretty good. Take our iPad mount and arm and put her back there. Only problem with that kind of arm is things do rotate on you, but that's not too terrible. I like to leave a little tension against something so that when you're off road going down terribly corrugated roads, or any bouncy situation for that matter, it kind of helps hold it in place a little bit better. So, and I like how it actually is up a little higher, because it gives me view of all my gauges as well as still view of my iPad. So there's a little bit of movement there, but nothing terrible. I think when off-road it shouldn't be too big of an issue, and if it is, I will let you know on that. Hopefully soon I can try this out and see how I like the new setup. Obviously it's still on the same lines of how I used to have it, but just a little different mounting hardware, which makes things easier just for if I wanted to change things up here, and like I said, removing this, all that kind of stuff just makes things so much simpler. So yeah, thanks for watching. Again, this was a pretty short video, nothing super crazy. Just I had an idea and I wanted to try it out, and I wanted to show it and share it with all you guys, so that we could yeah, see how it goes. And if you guys decided to do this on your car, now you know what to do. Again, I will leave links for everything here, and obviously you don't have to go with the exact parts I went with. If you want to go with something maybe a little longer rail, you could mount it up here, over here, here even, whatever, even over there. Really, you can do whatever you want. I'm just showing you how I did mine. But I mean, it's nice. I mean, you go to Ram Mounts, they got so many different parts, so many different things that you can do for attachments. So it's really, really nice and versatile. So go check it out. And if you liked this, click that like button. Give me a subscribe. I'm going to try and bring more videos out soon. I have another video coming out hopefully very soon that I think will be really great. And I'm trying to do more. I was planning on doing more, but I was planning on bringing them out fairly regularly, but then the whole COVID thing happened and everything else, so kind of slowed things down. But I'm going to try and keep with it, so stick with me and tell your friends. All right, have a good one.